everybody! Welcome to episode 33 of the Backstage Knits podcast. My name is Catherine, and you can find me on Ravelry as Backstage Cat Knits. I'm also on Instagram as Backstage Cath. We've got a Ravelry group for the podcast where I'll post show notes for this podcast, so stop by and say hello. Today is Saturday, December 2nd, 2017, and I'm coming at you from my apartment in beautiful downtown Hartford, Connecticut. This is a podcast about knitting and other yarny related things, mostly just the knitting though, and the buying of the yarn for the knitting and the activities around the knitting. So yes, but this episode features some crochet, which reminds me, I forgot one thing. I'll be right back. Alright, yeah, so today is Saturday the 2nd of December. As you can see, we're decorated for Christmas. We did that last night, so we got the Christmas tree. A few ornaments yet to put on it. My roommate hasn't put hers up yet, so the ones that are up are just a couple of ours that we bought together last year, and a few that I have. She has a stocking too, but I figured you guys don't know her name, so we'll put up the K for you all. And we've got a little Christmas hat on the dead lamp over there. Nope, over there. There we go. Ta-da! Christmas lamp. And then we have garlands. We have 3 big windows in here, so, well, technically we have 4. But we have garlands on 3 of the 4 large windows we have here in our living/kitchen area. So, woohoo! Christmas. I had a nice sparkly shirt. I was going to wear a nice knitted shawl over it, but it was too hot in my apartment. My apartment retains heat really well, so the thermometer, which I do think runs a little high, says 73, but yeah, I'm in short sleeves and perfectly comfortable, and so I tried with the shawl, but it just wasn't happening today. It needs to get like really cold outside and be cloudy for it to really be cold in here. Like, it's been kind of cold in the morning, so I turned the heat on a couple of nights this week just to make it easier to get up in the morning because it's on like a timer, but for the most part it's been very comfortable, and the heat is not on right now, even though it's like in the 30s out, maybe early 40s. Early 40s? Low 40s. Alright, well, let's get into the knitting. It's only been a week since I podcasted last time, so I don't have the most progress in the world, but I had a lot of things I wanted to talk about. I got a lot of exciting yarn mail from Black Friday and Small Business Saturday, which reminds me I have another thing that I forgot. So, be right back. Keep walking by my cat, and he keeps being like, "What are you doing, human? Just stay in one place." Anyway, so I had a lot to talk about. I even wrote show notes for this episode, which I have not done since episode, it looks like 13, so yeah. Anyway, let's get started and stop the rambling, shall we, Catherine? I actually have one finished object this week, and it's something that I didn't show last time, because I didn't work on it really at all between the time that I had podcasted before that. It's technically not finished. I have not woven in the ends, but I'm not going to block it or anything, so it's finished enough. This is my first Chase the Chill shawl. Funny story about this. I thought my church was doing a Chase the Chill drive where people donated hats and mittens and scarves, and we put them out on the thing, and it was supposed to be, whoops, tomorrow, but they stopped having announcements in the bulletin about it, so I guess it's not happening, so I'm just going to find, there's a shelter not too far away from my church that I'll donate this to. So, this is charity knitting. Chase the Chill was the event of the charity knitting, and this was crocheted. I chained, I believe it was 22, I didn't write it down, 22 stitches around, in a row, using a 10mm hook. And I just did double crochet in every single stitch until I used up all of both skeins. So this took 2 skeins of Karen Super Bulky. One was the tea cakes in Earl Grey, and one was the sprinkle cakes in Birthday Cake. I did not realize they were different colorways when I bought them, or else I would not have bought them. So I believe this is the sprinkle cakes in birthday cake up until about here maybe, and or here could be, and then this becomes the Earl Grey. Yeah, that's definitely it, because that's the same white as happens 3 times. I think, or maybe it started here. I don't really know. Actually, now that it's in, maybe this one was birthday cake. You know, I was worried about this looking crazy, and it kind of does, because like the stripes are in no particular order, but I definitely think that this is the Earl Grey, this kind of long repeat, yeah. And this is the birthday cake. I'm just not sure where they start. I think it's here. Does that look about right? Is that about half the scarf? Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I thought it would look crazy. Clearly, when you had it on, it did not look as crazy as I thought it would, because I couldn't even really tell where the 2 skeins were. But yeah, this was just a simple crochet project. My first time ever crocheting anything. Oh, there's Angel. Oh, he's gonna be in the video, you guys. Look, say hi, Angel. Hi. He's like, what are you doing? But he's just gonna hang out there. I'll step aside a couple times. You can see him. He's cleaning himself. But anyway, yeah, that's that. So it was supposed to be church tomorrow. I guess it's not anymore. No one seemed to know anything about it, so I'll just donate it. Yeah, crochet is good. It is quick. So then I bought 2 skeins of Karen tea cakes in the green tea colorway, which is this. This ball is looking crazy. I thought pulling from the center would be easier, and it is in the sense that the little cake doesn't roll around as much as it did. I did that one from the end, but it gets super floppy really quickly. I started this last night. I'll just kind of do the same thing. I'll knit. I probably won't knit to the end of the second skein, just because this is a little narrower, but I don't know if it uses more yarn. I don't think it does, because it's essentially the same thing. This is an actual pattern though. This is the Silyer scarf, S-I-L-Y-E-R, by Heidi May. My computer's dark. I'm hoping it's still recording. Come on. There it goes. Okay. Yeah, we're good. And I'm using Karen tea cakes in the green tea colorway and the same 10mm hook. And so this is just, instead of doing double crochet every stitch, you do 2 double crochets. This is free pattern, so I'm not giving anything away. You do 2 double crochets in every other stitch. So that's why I'm saying I think it uses the same amount of yarn, but this one was really wide and I felt like it didn't need to be as wide, so I probably won't make it as long either, but I just kind of wanted to use up both skeins because I don't really know what I'm going to do with them. So yeah, it looks pretty good. I seem to have something funky going on here, but but I don't seem to have increased anything. Maybe that's just the pattern. That seems unlikely. User error, I bet. So anyway, I really like how this is coming out. It's like a slightly more textury pattern than that, but pretty simple. Honestly, I kind of want to get this done soon, definitely before Christmas. It's getting cold outside and people need scarves who cannot afford them. So yeah, if you are from Connecticut and you know of a good place to give things like this, please do let me know. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to donate them to the South Church shelter, but I couldn't really find good places. So if you know of a place or a drive or an event, yeah, I have no idea where that left off. Forgot to clean out my camera card from the first time, so Anywhozle, I want to donate this. If you know a good place to donate it, let me know. Crochet is fast and easy. I started this last night. This is probably about an hour and a half's worth of work. I had to restart a couple times because it wasn't wide enough, and then I messed up, and then anyway, this is good. So yeah, there's that. yeah. Today I am drinking blackberry black tea from Market Spice in Seattle. I put it in an online order, and this is in my Small State Big Heart tea from Hartford, or mug from Hartford Brands. Okay, so that's one whip. The next whip is my Waiting for Rain shawl. Yay! Waiting for Rain by Sylvia McFadden. Let me show you the picture, although if you are a regular viewer, you know what this looks like because I've talked about this now in the last podcast, and I've also knit it before. So this is Waiting for Rain. It's this gorgeous garter shawl with these lace inserts, and that is not going to focus, and now I'm losing my papers. Okay, there it is, Waiting for Rain. It's so pretty. Oh, God, I love it so much. I love it so much. Oh, say hi, Angel. Yeah. Let me show it off to you. So, this is the top. You knit this top down. Last week I was at my little stitch marker, my awesome grilled cheese stitch marker by Pitter Patter Polymer on Etsy. And so it doesn't look like I put in a whole lot of work over the course of the week, but I actually did, because within that only little bit of garter stitch, looks like maybe it's 10 or 12 garter repeats, is actually 2 whole lace sections. So this is lace section 2 over here, and then lace section 3 over here. And I'm about 3/4 of the way through the garter stitches before I need to do, well, between 2/3 and 3/4. Before I need to do the, not quite 2/3. Anyway, before I need to do the garter stitch. Doesn't matter. Close. My goal is to finish this by Christmas, because isn't this just the most gorgeous Christmas colored shawl? Christmas Eve this year is on Sunday, so my goal, so I get to go to church twice on Christmas Eve, which is actually not that unusual. When my mom was a pastor, we would have like 3 or 4 services. So twice is like crushing it, especially because there's so much time in between, but crushing it in a good way. But what was I saying? Oh, but I want to wear this to church Sunday morning, I think. On Christmas Eve, Sunday. Although I sing in the choir, so you can't really see my shawls. I'm knitting this out of Malabrigo Makita. It's a single ply base. It is in the colorway Cereza, which means cherry in Spanish, I believe. So it's this gorgeous, just deep red. And there's variegation, but it's not extreme, which I really like. That's my current aesthetic that I'm digging, is tonal. I meant to say tonal, not variegated. But it's not like huge jumps in the tone. Oh, current aesthetic is so gorgeous. I think I'm probably now into the second skein. I wound them both together, although actually I wound most of both together. I had a heck of a time with the first ball of yarn, and so there's about half a skein just kind of sitting in there in a tangled mess. I don't think I'll be able to get through. I used about 160 grams, and this ball was like 152, so I'll have to break into that. But I was just getting so frustrated, and I wanted to cast on that I gave up. So anyway, yeah. I think that I am going to make a pattern modification this time. I definitely, based on the yarn I used last time, I might reassess, but because last time I used 160 grams, I should definitely have enough to do a picot bind off. So I'm going to do that, and then I think I'm going to put beads in the picot bind off. And I don't know that that's possible, but I'm going to try to figure out a way. I'm sure someone somewhere has a tutorial for it, because I just want it to be a little more fancy, especially because I really want it to be a Christmas Eve shawl that I can wear to church, and also I haven't beaded before. So, look at Angel, he's so cute. Oh, okay, I haven't beaded before. My friend from Knitting Club said she would lend me her, she calls it like a beater feeder. It's not that, though. It has some, anyway, I'm going to borrow it from her, and do the beads. And I think I'm going to try to find just like red beads. So I don't want them to stand out too much. I just kind of want it to be a little bit of a sparkle and also help weigh it down. The last time I made this shawl, I did bind off too tightly, and so it curls up a lot, and so you can't really see the lace part. So I just want a little bit of extra sparkle, a little bit of weight to the bottom of the shawl, and so I'm going to put beads and a picot bind off. So if you have a tutorial for that, or a good blog post or a video or something, or a pattern that has it, put it in the comments, or put it in the Ravelry thread with my show notes here, and I'd love to see it. I haven't even done any research, so it's not like I couldn't find one, I just haven't tried. I'm pretty confident in my ability to find one, but if you have one you like, let me know. I'm a little annoyed because I went to Michael's today, like, during the busiest time of the year. It was so crowded. Michael's is in this big plaza with lots of other stuff, and they didn't have any like plain seed beads. Like, they had some in like big packs, and there was a red pack, but I just didn't know. I just wanted plain. Like, I didn't want this big box of seed beads. What else am I going to use them for? Whatever. So yeah, and I think beads should go on there. I mean, this is fingering weight, but it's pretty thin fingering, so we'll see. And if it doesn't work, then I'll just bind it off with a normal picot bind off, and we'll call it a day. So there's that. Like I said, I made a lot of progress on this, even though from the stitch marker it doesn't look like that. It was a lot of stitches, especially considering I had very little time to knit during the week this week. But last weekend, on Thanksgiving weekend, I had time free, hallelujah, and so I just sat and knitted on this all the time for like 3 days straight, which was great, so great. Alright, next whip. So I want this to be a Christmas Eve shawl, and I was originally thinking Christmas Day shawl, but I'm rethinking that because I think I might want to try to finish my sweater. You have not seen this in a long time, and progress since you've seen it last is fairly non-existent, but this is my Caspian by Jared Flood. It's a beautiful cabled A-line sweater, and so I got this pattern as a gift for Get Your Yarn Wishes Granted last year, and I cast it on New Year's Eve, or the day before New Year's Eve. I went up to visit my friend for New Year's, and so I had time in the bus, and we watched Star Wars, the original 3 movies, and so I had a ton of time to knit it, and I got like all the way through the stockinette, and then I got through the cable section, I think pretty quickly after that, but then just getting, so this is the back is done. So I have progress. Oh Lord, have mercy. Here's my yarn things, cables are in here, all sorts of craziness. Alright, so I'm through the stockinette part of the front, and about probably only like a third of the way through the cables. This little stitch marker is when you saw it last, and I did 4 rows last night, and it took me an hour and a half, and I remembered why I put this down. The problem is I am going to love the finished result. I know I'm going to love it. It's going to fit really nicely. It's going to look so pretty. I love the heather. I'm using Valley Yarns Northampton in the dark green heather colorway. So let's see if we can zoom in. You can see the heatheriness of it. Yeah, look at that. Those little golden pops. Oh, so pretty. But it just takes so long to knit every row, especially when you're a woman's extra large and you have like one more repeat of the cable pattern. Yeah. The other hang up with this scarf currently is I took off the needles my US 7 interchangeable Hiya-Hiyas to knit my Waiting for Rain shawl. So I can only work on one at a time, or just switch them. So then you have that added bonus. But I'm going to try to plug through, finish my Waiting for Rain, and then just work on this slowly but surely. It's hard because I feel like I kind of need like a big chunk of time. Otherwise you just get like one row done and you're like, oh, this was just a lot of effort for nothing. So I need like 2 hours to just work on this, get several rows done, feel like I made progress, and be motivated to keep working on it. Unfortunately, in the next 20 days, I don't have a lot of those days. But that's my goal. I'm not sure that's gonna happen. I'm okay if it doesn't happen, to be honest. Yeah. I could try to finish my True Friend sweater in that time, but the True Friend is like you knit a back flap and a front flap, and I'm almost done, and then you like kind of pick up and go like out. So I think it's a lot more stitches, and I just think I'm farther along on this one. Plus it's worsted weight. The other one's fingering. But it doesn't have cables. And I knit a sweater in like a month last time from Memorial Day to 4th of July, so I don't know, man. Does that say 11? Sorry. My camera stops recording at 30 minutes. I have to keep an eye on it, or else I'll just talk and no one will know. So there's that. Like I said, if it doesn't happen by Christmas, it doesn't happen. But it would be nice if it happened. I wouldn't be upset about it. The only other thing I've really been working on is something I don't think you've seen before. It is just a vanilla socks. This is a sock blank I got from Up in Yarns Designs. I got this definitely more than a year ago because I remember I brought it as my emergency yarn knitting to Spain. Did not need it. But it's this cool kind of yellowy, orange, blue. It started off with a lot more orange section, so these are definitely going to be cousin socks. They won't look alike. Which actually kind of annoyed me that like it was so different. It looks like it maybe moves into a greenier portion, but just to have like one end be a very different color. Like it's pretty consistent, see, in color from here to here. It kind of annoyed me that this end was like this. And I was going to maybe like put a square in my blanket, but I mean that still would have been like a good couple of inches of orange on a sock. So I did not show this to you before, but I have my little Pitter Patter Polymer Marshmallow stitch marker in there. Oh, he's so cute, he's so cute, he's so cute. And this is where I was last Saturday. So I made some progress this week on this. I think I'm going to try to make these Afterthought Everything socks. Just because I like to bring these with me. Like I've been knitting them while walking to work. I'm knitting them during church, during the sermon. I knit them like at lunchtime, so it's just good to not have to like stop and think about it and all those things. I don't have to count rows or anything like that. So I'll just knit until they feel long enough for 2, which will be a long time from now because this one's not even long enough for 1 yet. And then I'll put in the other end, and then I'll put in toes and heels. I'm inspired by Grace of Babel's Traveling Yarns. I think she's doing like, I think it's an unofficial, I don't think there's prizes and stuff. She's calling it an Eve-along, so I think it went from Halloween Eve to Christmas Eve, I would assume, because I think she's still working on hers. But it could have been Thanksgiving Eve and she just missed the deadline. But it was her own knit-along, so I didn't think that was possible. Anyway, I think it's from Halloween to Christmas Eve. And it's the Afterthought Everything pattern by someone whose name I did not write down in my show notes. Yeah. I was thinking though, in the pattern in Afterthought Everything, it just has you knit straight and then put the toes in. But would it be easier to decrease for the toe and then increase for another toe, and then all you need to do is Kitchener stitch? Or would that look too, and with like one round straight in between? Or would that look weird because like the decreases are gonna look different than the increases? I'm just wondering if it would be easier and less work later on to put in 2 full toes. But if my reason for doing the active about everything is just not to think about it and just knit straight forever, that won't work. But just something to consider for future knitting. I think it would be cool to like go zoop, zoop, but I think it would look too different. That's probably why I don't do that, right? Because an increase, like even like a make one left and make one right is gonna look different. It's gonna be like a bar and not like a zoom. So anyway, train of thought randomness. That is it for whips and foes. Now, the acquisition section. I went a little crazy on Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. Spent more money than I should have. I was really good all year, and I know Christmas is coming and people will probably buy me yarn or yarn gift cards, but I just had to. There were so many people I've been dying to try, and they were having sales, and there's one in here that I probably really didn't need because I've already bought a couple skeins from that person, you'll see, but everything else is new to me, dyers, so But we'll start here. I was part of the Itty Bitty Blue Skies Advent Exchange, where you send somebody 4 mini skeins, 1 for each week in December, and then a full skein for them to open on Christmas Day. So you mail to and receive from a different person, but yeah, so I mailed it out, my person got it, hopefully she likes it. Hi Christine, and I received it. So my partner, and I don't know if she wants to be named, so I won't name her, but I opened the first package yesterday, and I love it. Look at this, guys. It's a little Lolo. It's Lolo did it. That was like the one person I've been meaning to try her forever. I follow her on Instagram. I follow her podcast, and it's Little Lolo. It's a 20 gram 92 yard skein of her everyday sock. The colorway is Sriracha. I had bought so much already that I couldn't justify it by the time I got around to it. But I get to try it on the Little Lolo. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these grams. I'm thinking this is definitely a heels, toes, and cuffs. And actually, it's probably too red to go well with these. But maybe for a pop of color, that could look cool. So actually, maybe I'll try that. It's a little outside. I usually like my colors to be a little matchier, but I'm kind of digging it with the blue, and the green and the yellow. So maybe this will be heels, toes, and cuffs for my radioactive socks, as I'm calling them, because the color of the sock blank from Up in Yarns Designs, I didn't say that already, was radioactive. And then she sent me these little honey sticks. There were more, but I hated them. I love honey sticks. Oh my god. Thank you to my Advent partner. This one is a little funky looking, but yeah, awesome. Okay, so that's that. I'll share the other ones as I go along. How do I want to start? Okay, we'll start with fingering. So this is BU Fibers, and this is her Tough Sock, which is a 75-25 superwash merino nylon. And it is in the colorway Autumn Splendor. Fibers. Look at this beauty. Just purples, pinks, not like pink, like mauves, orange, yellow, green. This is definitely socks. I do not like orange. I don't think it looks good with my face, so it will not be a shawl. It will be socks, but it will be very nice socks. Then, I actually should have started the other way, because the skein I'm most excited about is fingering. Alright, well, we'll come to this. No, I'll come back. This is People of Fields, who I have bought from before, but I really love her yarn. And her Instagram post, it is so hard not to buy everything I see on her posts. I don't know why I took that off. This is her standard sock, which is an 80-20 superwash merino nylon, and this is the Rose Quartz colorway, which is these grays and these like corally peachy pinks with pops of like green and purple And oh, it's so pretty. A little bit of blue in there. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it so much. Actually, I bought 2 other skeins of this standard sock in People Fields. One I made into a shawl and I made into socks, and then I bought 2 skeins of her single ply to make a shawl that she did in collaboration with the Unapologetic Knitter. So her yarn is so beautiful, and it's like, it's so subtle and pretty. Well, the first yarn I knit wasn't subtle. It was very bright and poppy, but the second 2 skeins, like, they're just, oh, I love it. This one's really subtle and pretty, and so I'm excited about that. And then I kind of decided that I wanted to increase my DK stash a little bit. I don't have much, and I knit the Talisman shawl in DK, which, pause for an awful tragic story. I wore my DK Talisman shawl, which had the yarn I bought at Loop knitted into it, and I knitted it on the train. It was like the best memory shawl I ever had. And I took it off at lunchtime in the food court so I didn't spill beet juice on it, and I left it in the food court, and now it's gone. And I checked at the security desk, and no one returned it, which isn't surprising. It's really upsetting, and I'm really mad at myself, but what can you do, right? I just hope that someone has it who needs it, and that it's keeping someone warm. A good amount of homeless people, or yeah, a good amount of homeless people, I can sort of safely assume, do come into the food court because it's open to the public and it's warm in there, and no one's really like patrolling, kicking them out until like later in the day, so it's a good day for people to come, like especially in the mornings before a lot of the like there are people in the office, but no one's like eating lunch and stuff, just Dunkin' Donuts in there, so a lot of people sit in the food court in the afternoons and stuff. So I just hope someone has it that's warm and it's not the trash. If I can't have it, hopefully someone is keeping warm. Anywho, so upset. Alright, so anyway, and I knit 1 pair of socks in DK, and I really am on a DK socks kick. So I got 2 skeins of DK. The first is from Casual Fashion Queen, who I'd actually not heard of, but a lot of people posted about her and she was having a good sale. So this is her Superwash Merino DK, Casual Fashion Queen. Her logo is really awesome too. This is the stained glass colorway, which is this gorgeous, just like pastel-y, speckly pinks and blues and purples, and it's just really nice. This will probably be socks. Mara Catherine Briner, who has Orange Knits on Instagram, was actually doing a pattern giveaway. She gave away 3 patterns for free in a bundle, which was awesome. And they were all DK sock patterns, so I think I'm going to knit one of them with this. 2 of them, one is kind of more like a slipper sock, 2 of them kind of have these like cool yarn overs in the top, so I think I'm going to knit one of those using this. Although it does look really good with this. This is Fuse Fiber Studio, who's actually local here in Connecticut. I keep meaning to IM her and being like, can I take a tour of your studio, but life and craziness. This is her Merino DK, which is 100% superwash merino. Both these things are that. And this is the colorway Patina. So, brioche pattern with these. I don't really need another brioche hat though. And I don't, it's probably enough to make a shawl. But I don't know if I would wear a shawl with these colors, but they look so good together. So I might have to. The patina is just a naturally dyed yarn with fairly aggressive speckling, primarily blue and brown is that color, but some pops of like purple in there, purple pink in there. So yeah, they look really good together, these 2. And I didn't do it intentionally. Maybe I need a 2-color DK wig shawl. We'll see. And then the one that I'm really excited about, oh guys, this skein is so glorious, is Old Rusted Chair. And this is her sock base, which is an 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, and this is the colorway Rainbow Trout. And oh my god, that like, there's some minty green, but then there's some just like baby blue, and these pops of orange and pink and purple and navy. Oh, it just is so pretty. Look at that. Now, did I even show this at all? Old Rusted Chair. Oh, you guys. Oh, look at that. So pretty. So, this will probably be socks also, because I love pretty speckly socks. And I've been meaning to make some more pattern socks, so maybe monkey socks again. They look really good with speckles like this, but for socks in space I've been meaning to try. So there's that. That's my acquisition section. I have one more thing coming. A shop that I really liked did really well in their sales, and they actually sold out of a bunch of stuff. So they're dyeing my yarn to order, which is great. But I'm really excited to get it, and I have no deadline for it. I don't need it. So totally not a problem, and actually really exciting that they did so well that they sold out of stuff, which is awesome. Supporting indie dyers is cool. You know, I spend a lot of my money, but hopefully I'm kind of spreading the love and allowing someone to do what they like to do and what they're good at, because these people are really good at what they do. And also, I'm considering learning to dye one day. I actually bought dyes a long time ago. I bought them over the summer. My roommate was gone for a week at the Cape, and I was like, I'm gonna dye while she's gone, but it just ended up being bad timing with, I was doing a concert, and so I had rehearsals most nights or some of the nights, and so it didn't work out. Yeah. So, plans for life, because it's getting up to that time of year. My battery is low. Hopefully it still makes it through my plans section. I'll try to go quickly. Take a quick pause though, because we're just about 30 minutes on this recording, so we're gonna stop. I think I stopped too aggressively. You didn't get to the end of my sentence. Stop and start over. All right, Catherine. So, plans. Like I said, trying to finish these by Christmas. That's a plan. Want to make DK socks with, though now I'm thinking shawl. Don't know. I try to set vague goals for myself, even though I know it's knitting. It's not really a New Year's resolution, but I guess it kind of is, because it's something I want to do in 2018. So in 2016, it was actually to knit a sweater and to finish my tests. I ended up doing both of those things in 2017, so calling that a win. But I want to do something like big each year in knitting-wise, just to be like, I'm getting better and I'm improving and I'm learning new things. It's been about 3 years since I've started knitting. Again, I did it a little bit in middle school. If you saw my Instagram post, it was just about 3 years ago that I started again. So, oh, the other thing I want to make is, these are my mitts that I made like 2 months after I started knitting, and they work really well. It was just a way to use up extra yarn I had from a worsted hat, but they're all sorts of messy. Like, look at that, ugh, giant gaping hole, and like the gauge is all wonky on one of them. Like, you can't really tell. They blocked out a little bit nicer, but you can't really tell if you're not a knitter. But I wear these to work every day, but they kind of bother me, like especially here when picking up for the gusset. So, or after the thumb gusset. So I want to see if I can improve upon that by making a pair of mitts. So I'll dig through my stash, find some maybe worsted that I like, make a pair of mitts. I could use I have a good amount of the Molly yarns left over, the blacklight, so maybe I'll do like the cuff and the cuffs black, and then the middle section, maybe I'll try some color work. I know color work mitts are hot right now, but I don't really like color work, and that's why you don't see the rose window, because I have not touched it since the cruise, because it's just, I like it, I love the end result, I just find it so fiddly, and if I'm going to work on something fiddly, it's going to be these cables. But my 2018 goal for knitting is to publish a pattern on Ravelry. I just think it would be cool. So I do have the Unexpected Sidebar Shawlette pattern written up, but honestly I don't really love the end result of that shawl. I think that's in episode like 9 maybe, you can see it. It's like a little bandana shawl with one skein of fingering weight yarn, and it's kind of a weird, like, I wanted it to be asymmetrical, but it didn't really work. And although I was rewatching some of my old videos, because as you do, I like to improve, and I really liked how it looked on me, so I'll have to bust that out again. But anyway, maybe I thought maybe I'd try to design a 2-color shawl with these, since I'm really excited to knit on them. But my current plan for, maybe I'll publish 2, who knows, is the socks that I'm calling the Blessed Arrangement socks. I got a mini set skein from Robin of Teeny Button Studios, probably 2015, maybe early 2016, but it was a Princess Bride mini skein set. And there were 7 mini skeins, which for me is just about enough for I think it's 10 grams each, so it's 70 grams. So for me that's enough to really get a ankle length pair of socks. So I was thinking about designing a sock pattern to kind of go with them. So I have this idea to like alternate the colors in a cool way, and I found this pattern that kind of, I think, like looks like sword fights, like that scene at the top of the Cliffs of Despair. And so I'm going to call it the Blessed Arrangement socks, because why would that blessed arrangement? Oh look, there's some string from my hedgehog fiber socks that I knit in this bag. So anyway, I'm going to try to make those socks and write them up and have them test knit and everything. Maybe 2018? Catherine Lewis, pattern designer. Okay, I feel like I've been babbling for a while. I'm not focusing on myself. I don't know what's up with my camera. These past 5 minutes have probably been like all sorts of blurry. Whatever. So anyway, I think that's it. Oh, I want to talk about Vlogmas. So I heard about Vlogmas. I was like, that's so much effort. I'm not going to do Vlogmas. And I don't want to do Vlogmas. First of all, it's a lot of effort. I don't have a lot of time. Second of all, even if I did have time and was not worried about the effort, well, my December's not really going to be interesting. It's going to be kind of the same thing. Alrighty, so we have run out of space on the last time. I guess I talked a lot. Even after deleting last week's videos, I ran out of space, so lots of talking. I don't know why I put these on. And also the battery's running low, so I moved the videos over to my computer, plugged the battery in for 15 minutes while they transferred, and now here we are. I only have like 3 more minutes of things to say. So frustrating. Anywhozle. I was talking about Vlogmas, I think, before it died. I think saying that I wasn't going to do Vlogmas both because it takes a long amount of time, it seems like a lot of effort, and then as I was watching I was like, oh, this is fun though, and I was like, well, but my life is boring. Not boring, my life is really fun, but like, my next week is like, go to work, go to rehearsal, maybe have some food in between, and so it's just not, I don't even know like how much knitting time I really have, so it's just not for me this year. But I've been watching, I've recently resubscribed to a ton of podcasters. I'm getting back into watching podcasters, because I figure if I want people to watch me, I should watch other people, right? Oops, my sound is on. And they're all posting Vlogmas. I was like, this looks really fun though. So what I'm gonna try to do is a weekly Vlogmas, where I think I'll go like until Friday. I'll edit stuff from Saturday through Friday. I didn't really get anything yesterday on the 1st, but today's the 2nd Saturday. So I'll edit stuff from Saturday through Friday, upload it Friday night. And I'll have like 3 weeks of that, except I won't be able to do that on the show on the 14th, 15th. we'll see what happens. I'm just trying to take some fun little videos, and maybe one day I'll do just a monthly recap vlog. Who knows? It's just gonna be a thing that I'm gonna try. But no Vlogmas for me. A, second, I did nothing yesterday. B, just because you guys starting to see work and rehearsal every single day. It's all good. It's not very exciting for my viewers, I wouldn't think. I mean, if you really want to see rehearsals, man. Anywho, now my battery's hitting it slow again, so we'll wrap this up quickly, and yeah. I've got a busy week. Rehearsals show is 2 weeks from this past Thursday. We're not ready. We'll get there. Tomorrow I'm going to see Celtic Thunder again, which I want to do. After the cruise, my roommate and I thought, oh, we're not going to want to see them. We want to see them again. It's just really bad timing, because now I have to then miss rehearsal. It's all good. It's all good. My directors will understand. And I'm the stage manager, but this show doesn't need as much stage managing as other shows. So, sorry, sound again. Anyway, I think that's it for me. Rambled on long enough. This is, I think, gonna be a long episode, so cool beans. I hope that, thank you very much for tuning in with me today. If you're a new viewer, awesome. If you're a returning viewer, so appreciate it. I hope that wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you are having a great day and that you're enjoying what you're working on. Until next time, bye!